In this recording, I'm going to demonstrate a program that makes use of a for loop, user input to gather the for loop, and then generates a random number to simulate a coin toss. So a little bit more of an interesting for loop example. So let me clear my previous run. I'm going to import my Java util scanner, and I'm going to set up some variables here. I'm going to want to keep track of the number of flips. I'm going to keep track of heads or tails. I'm simulating a coin toss, and I'll talk about how I do that in just a second. And then I want to keep track of the value of the current flip. So I'm going to make a scanner. I'm going to ask the user how many flips, and I'm going to read that. And as I've demonstrated before, I'm going to use that as part of the for loops continuation expression or condition. So I'm going to do inside the body of the loop, we'll set curflip equal to int math.random times 2. Now, what does that mean? Well, I'm going to make up an arbitrary system, mapping a number to a situation, in this case, a head or a tail, completely arbitrary. So what I want to do is, first of all, I want to call the math.random method. Now that will generate a random number from 0 up to 0.999 without ever being 1. I'm going to take that result. Notice I'm sitting here in the parentheses. I'm going to take that result, multiply by 2, which would mean I can have a range of values of 0 to 1.999. We would never get 2 here because random would never generate a 1. Okay, so if I then do int on that result, int is a narrowing cast, meaning I'm throwing away data. So we're just going to drop the decimal, and this would leave me with a random number, either 0 or 1. Okay, I'm going to print out the flip just for our benefit. And then I've just said, okay, if it's a 0, then we'll call 0 a heads, and we'll add 1 to the heads variable. Otherwise, it must be a 1. We'll call 1 a tails, and it's arbitrary. You could have gone either way. I mean, if you wanted to do 1 for heads, and then 0 would be the other possible option here. We could call that tails, just arbitrary. Oh dear, and I'm sorry, I adapted this from an earlier program, and I was using printf, which can be confusing. So I'm going to just quickly heads plus quickly edit this. Okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, so get rid of the printf stuff, which overcomplicated this program. All right, let's give this a run. Well, let's try 10 flips. Okay, heads 4, tails 6. That seems randomish. Let's try it again. 10, 5, and 5. Okay, so a demonstration of a slightly more interesting program, a demonstration of one way to generate random numbers, and using user input to control one of the values in the loop continuation expression. Okay, I hope this was helpful.